day, sitting at the table in shock, wondering where my family's supposed to go from here. Divorce, that was my parents' way of fixing all of our problems. And because I was the oldest, I had to be the strongest. Everybody else was just constantly arguing, getting overly emotional, and the stress became unbearable. I began to wonder, is there any way that we could fix all of our problems successfully? Today I want to reveal to you the benefits of regularly attending family therapy. Through personal experience and research, I have found that the success rate of family therapy is enormous. Everyone has issues within their family. Even if they are small problems, they could grow larger. So family therapy can help any family grow. I'll be covering the benefits of family therapy through the importance of choosing the correct counselor, the positive statistics that family therapy is responsible for, and the gain of communication skills and bond between family members. Moving on to the first major factor in getting the most out of family therapy is choosing the correct counselor. Choosing the correct counselor is a key ingredient in getting the most out of family therapy. When anyone is seeking help from a professional, you want to get the most out of your experience and what you're paying for. And benefits will only be experienced if the process that you're going through is being done correctly. First, experience matters. According to Melinda Smith, MA, and Jean Siegel, PhD, one of the main reasons for seeing a therapist rather than going to a friend is experience. Often, therapists have special areas of focus, such as depression, and experienced therapists have seen the problems you're feeling again and again, which broadens their view and gives them more insight. Without experience, your therapist could steer your family in the wrong direction or prolong your process. The second reason in choosing the right therapist is feeling comfortable with your counselor. Having an open and honest relationship with your therapist can be very beneficial through the family therapy process. Melinda and Jean also offer that while there will be times when your family will feel challenged or when you're feeling unpleasant feelings, you should always feel safe though. Your family will get the most out of therapy if you are open and honest with your therapist about your feelings. So without comfort, it may be hard to open up to your therapist. After choosing the right counselor and going through therapy over time, families will start seeing some improvements. There are some positive statistics that family therapy is responsible for, and through these high ratings, we can see how beneficial family therapy is. Outstanding improvements after going through family therapy were discovered by the Association of Marriage and Family Therapy, as seen in this bar graph. They found that after receiving therapy treatment, almost 90% of clients saw improvement in emotional health, and nearly 2/3 report improvement in their overall physical well-being. A majority of their clients report that there have been improvements in their functioning at work, and overall 3/4 of those receiving family therapy report that the couple's relationship or the mom and dad's relationship improved as well. Another major aspect in family therapy is the children that are involved. The American Association of Family Therapy also gathered that parents report that their child's behavior improved 73.7% of the cases, and their ability to get along with other children significantly improved, and there was improved performance in school. Also, from a journal about family therapy that was published in 2009 by the Association of Family Therapy and Systemic Practice, report that Lidl and his team concluded that for a significant proportion of youngsters, family therapy was more effective than routine individual or group psychotherapies in engaging and retaining youngsters in therapy, reducing drug use, and improving psychological, educational, and overall family adjustment. So through many studies, family therapy has improved the family in many positive ways. And now that you've heard some statistics relating to family therapy, I would like to discuss one exceeding benefit families gained through therapy. Communication skills and bond between the family. Communication is often what we hear as the key to a healthy relationship. Mark Pickren, a specialist on helpingpsychology.com, said, family therapists are able to effectively help families solve problems by approaching and addressing an issue in a structural manner. Family psychology has the ability to guide clients through an open form of communication. When open communication is implemented, families are able to build strong bonds. When communication is broken and issues are taking over the family, many times their bond with one another, like in my family's case, can feel like it's just completely absent. Leanna Lowenstein, an expert in family therapy techniques, said, when family members engage in therapeutic activity, they often express thoughts and feelings that they otherwise may not feel comfortable expressing. Therapy can unlock a deeper level of connection. Communication skills and bond between family members are greatly benefited through therapy. So overall, I've talked about the importance of choosing the correct counselor, some positive statistics that have been gained through family therapy, and learning communication skills and bond between family members. And maybe if my family and my parents would have chosen to do family therapy, we would have been able to effectively solve all of our issues and not let them grow larger and end up in my parents' divorce. So if your family's going through some rough times, I suggest that maybe you choose family therapy as an option.
Brianna, what did you think?
I really liked your topic, and I liked how you made it personal and told us in the beginning how it is, and you made a visual for us, so we could see you sitting down at the table and how you were feeling and everything. And at the end how you still tied it in and then gave us a little bit of advice, if you're going through this, I think you should also seek some help or whatever, how I wish we could have or whatever. I liked your transitions, and I thought it was organized really well. I do think that maybe you could have memorized it a little bit more. It seemed like you're kind of reading off your cards. And then your second visual aid, I thought was a little too wordy for us. If it maybe just was a little bit more minimal as to the words that you were putting. But overall, I thought it was a really good topic, and your speech was really well.
Yeah, it sounds sometimes like if you say something problematic about your speech, you're saying something negative about the person, and let's not ever jump to that conclusion. I thought that the speech was generally solid, and that there are only 2 or 3 things that you want to pay more attention to in the future, but we'll give you appropriate comments. I thought that the attention device telling the personal story was pretty effective, and it's dramatic. What was a little tough for me, because you start off that way, and you're sometimes talking about kind of I don't want to say mechanical, but a clinical discussion of family therapy. It seems to me like it would have been helpful to have some more reference to other people's experiences, or even back to your own family's experience in a couple of the spots when you were talking about those kinds of things. You're talking about the success rate, or people's emotional balance, or their physical well-being. Maybe it's not, if something happened with your family and that worked out, then you could share that experience. But if not, maybe a story about the family that went through this, and even though they ended up still having a divorce, the result was, when they were done, they felt better about their friendship or relationship with each other, as opposed to feeling like they were antagonists at the end of the divorce, or the kids were a little bit more well-adjusted, or they didn't run into some of the problems that you might typically expect. Something to make it more personable and interesting, and not just giving us the results of some study. Which, the results of the study were good, and I like the fact that you included that. The other thing that you did a very good job of in the first half of the speech is you were very consistent about citing authorities and giving us material quotes that you've done research on and included in the speech that I thought fit into the presentation very well. I understand exactly what Brianna's talking about on that second slide, that it looks like it's just basically quotes with the URL address from where the quote comes from. It's a little cluttered. There's a lot of stuff there, and even at one point, you just turn around and start reading one section. And there's that big quote there. I'll just read it off of the screen instead of talking to the audience. And I think that emphasizes the fact that it's just a lot of words on the screen there. There were a couple of things that came up in the visuals that made me think, okay, well, how is this different? And maybe there needed to be a little bit more definition, because there was a discussion of couples therapy, or there's a discussion of individual therapy, and it's being contrasted to family therapy. And I'm not exactly sure I understand what all of the differences are, and that might have been helpful to add into the speech a little bit more definition of what's different about family therapy. Is family therapy, are we all there together at the same time? Is it, or is it turn taking and then we all get together? I'm not exactly sure how it would function, and maybe it's different from different kinds of therapists. That would be something that would be interesting to know too. So that, just things to add into the presentation. I think it's not that there's anything that you wanted to take out, just some things to streamline or maybe add to make it a little bit more interesting. I thought the summary was pretty clear. At the end of the speech, your exit line really almost turns it in, not quite, but tries to make a persuasive suggestion here about what people might want to do. And I didn't see that as being a problem, but like I said before, there were other things that we could have used a little bit more information on, and instead of focusing on that at the end, maybe having spent some time on some definitional issues or some more details about what all goes on, that would have been helpful. All right. Thank you.